Yo, it's ORRION online. That's Orion online. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we're here for another round of Homeboy Talk. Let's make some moves.
What's up, folks? This is Deon Donovan with Title Page Comics, creator of the Tales of Florida comic book series. Let's get it, folks. So with this pandemic going on, everyone's finding entertainment in different means and different ways. Music plays a very important part of our lives each and every day. And I was just wondering, man, what vibes are you feeling, man? What tunes how you've been really getting into lately on your Spotify and everything like that?
As for every streaming platform, you know, with Spotify, SoundCloud, especially SoundCloud, but also on YouTube Music especially. I've been on the old school tip lately, because I guess from what our generation and new generation, our centennials coming up, they tend to forget where some of these songs get their samples from, you know. And I don't know why, but I've been listening to Jenny from the Block, and there's 3 samples in that song. People didn't know that. You know, you had KRS-One, Southside Bronx.
Oh yeah.
That's in there. So at the breakdown, there's like KRS-One says Southside Bronx. Then you got another one from Beat Nuts, Watch Out or something like that. Watch Me, I think. But like you hear the intro, the song goes doo 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 doo. That came from Beat Nuts. Yeah. And then there's another one that's been sampled from another song on there. But there's 3 samples in that song, and it makes you just want to just go back and say like, what are those old songs? And then you just been on the old school tip, like the Humpty Dance. That's a sample from another song. I can't come up with from the off the top of my head. Tupac has a lot of samples. Oh yeah, plenty of samples. Will Smith, that's no secret. There's plenty of samples. But I've been on Halloween. I ended up listening to Men in Black, right? Here comes the Men in Black. But then you look at this. Then you go ahead and sit there. It says there's a site called Who Sampled, you know, and you kind of figure out like where did Will Smith sample that song from, and I think this song called like Forget Me Not.
Patrice O'Neal, I believe. Simple, forget me not.
So I was like, I'm gonna stay on here, you know. So it takes you down a rabbit hole, and you just kind of listen to a couple of songs that have been sampled and stuff, and you just become an old head after that, you know. You're just like, I'm just gonna stay here for a while, stay in this generation, this decade for a bit, you know.
Right. It's good, man, to go back, get some throwbacks of the classics, man. I've been on Busta Rhymes lately, dude, on this new album. Dude, it's phenomenal. I think it's like Busta Rhymes back to form a bit. Some of it's a little bit filler material, but like when he has tracks like Look Over Your Shoulder with Kendrick Lamar and has that old school hip hop feel to it, and like that you could just vibe to it, close your eyes, and just nod your head. Cesar, he did a music video for that lately, and he's got that Black Panther. Black Panther energy to the video and the style of it, the tribes, and the dancers are in like tribal wear, and he has what's the dude from Friday? God, forgot his name. The funny dude, the skinny guy. So I can't get jiggy with this shit.
Michael Blackson.
Michael Blackson. Yeah. He has him in the music video, and he like does a Mortal Kombat fatality and shit like that on there. It's a lot of fun, dude. It's a lot of fun in that video. But I mean, for the most part, for me, it's just been I like the lo-fi tracks, like Final Fantasy, Animal Crossing. I don't even play Animal Crossing, but that's some of the music in there, yo. Like it's just relaxing as fuck, man.
Dude, you mentioned Animal Crossing. I think I'm gonna be a nerd here, but Animal Crossing. There's a soundtrack that plays on at 5 o'clock in the morning. You have to be up 5 o'clock in the morning to hear the song. But that's my you can look it up on YouTube. But there's a 5 o'clock in the morning vibe on there, and I went straight to YouTube to find it, and somebody did a lo-fi track of it, and that's like I'm vibing for it. But I'm with you on there, man. I've been on lo-fi. Like that's my biggest tip. After becoming a DJ, which was it feels like decades. It felt like a decade ago, but it was actually just 8 years ago because I looked at my DJ occasion like lifeline, and most DJs they really don't like stick in for like past 4 years. A DJ's life expectancy is around 4 years, and then after that they just turn it out. And kind of like how I went. I've been a DJ for 4 years, and we were there during the midst of EDMs while that was picking up and how pop was picking up and stuff. When LMFAO came out with Party Rocking and introduced shuffling to America when shuffling's been around for a while. But yeah, after that, I guess it's been hard for me to keep up with new generation music. I feel like it's just a testament to what we're becoming, man. We're reaching those ages and stuff like that. It was hard to keep up with something new. If I had to sit there and say I relate to anything that's a little bit new or remotely new, but not new anymore, I've been digging Juice World stuff, and Juice World. Rest in peace to Juice World, but I love his music and stuff like that. Not saying that I'm in that mind frame, It's just there's a certain art to him. There's a specific art to him. It's almost like Linkin Park in a way, Another person, I miss Chester from Linkin Park, but it's the songs that you vibe to that picks out the emotion, but at the same time, it's art. Like when you can turn emotion to art, it's something magical about it, Because as an artist, you're digging into a feeling, and you're putting it out there on the microphone, It's almost like podcasters, where we pick out a vibe and we throw it all out there, And but going back to what I was saying is it's hard for me to keep up with anything new. Like last thing I've listened to something new was from Post Malone, and I guess what current pop stars right now, whereas Lady Gaga came up with a song with Ariana Grande. Yeah. Which was on MTV Music Awards, which was a good song. Miley Cyrus caught me off guard. Now
she did, huh?
Yeah,
what's she doing?
She's got a new song out there that sounds really, really 80s. I think artists are digging this tip of getting the 80s vibe.
They're getting a retro vibe now.
Yeah, because The Weeknd's doing the same damn thing.
Yeah, I mean The Weeknd's been doing that.
Yeah, I mean.
Ghost haunted strip club.
Yeah. But I've been digging it. But Miley Cyrus has been going that direction. I think Ariana Grande Ariana Grande and Lady Gaga is kind of getting into that little vibe. But like Miley Cyrus went in on that one. It's a song called, I think it's called Moonlight or something like that. But I dig it. It's got the 80s vibe and stuff like that. It's just like, what, this is the Miley Cyrus I appreciate, not that. Microphone licking thought that you see, wrecking ball thought, and then I think those are the only things I've seen or heard new besides the K-pop world. You've got Selena Gomez that did a tag team with Blackpink, which was it's called Ice Cream. Now I've always I like listening to Selena Gomez, but when she linked up with Blackpink, I was like, oh shit, this is a banger right here, But out of anything new, that's probably what I've listened to out of the pop world. But as for rap and hip hop, man, like honestly, if it ain't in the same vibe as Kendrick Lamar, when Jaden Smith teamed up with Kid Cudi, I've been on the Kid Cudi tip, because Kid Cudi's almost in that lo-fi sense, but he's always humming a lot.
Yeah, you ready for his new album?
Yeah,
he announced it.
Hell yeah,
dude. I'm excited. Yeah. Man on the Moon sequel too? Come on now. I almost would honestly I might even just buy a copy of that shit. Like that's how much Kid Cudi, man, meant to me and a lot of people back in high school. Man on the Moon, that different vibe, the different take, and how he does his raps and his humming and the production of those beats, dude. It like sent you to another freaking galaxy, and especially if you're under influence or whatever. So, you know what I mean? Like Kid Cudi is almost like a genre to himself in that regard, man, for sure.
Speaking of that, that's what I was talking to you about before, where I converted my room with Hue Philip lights, and there's an app where you on a PC that it vibes with the songs that you play. So when I play Kid Cudi. When else he did? When he did the collaboration with Kanye West, it was like a small short album, stuff like that.
Yeah, it was like 7 tracks back in like 2018.
Yeah.
𝐀𝐔𝐃𝐈𝐎.
Yeah,
I love
𝐀𝐔𝐃𝐈𝐎
that shit, dude. I fucking love that
See,
shit.
that's the Kanye that I appreciate. That was the artist in him, you know. Like when Kanye West came out with that one album, the one with the provocative cover on it or painting that he had to remove.
Forgot.
What was the name of
the
that
red
album?
cover?
Yeah,
My Dark Fan. No.
My Dark Fantasies.
My
type.
Dark Fantasy. Yeah.
I appreciated that album a lot because that's a work of art, you know. When he had that one song, we had like the intro had like a piano tone. Started off with the intro. What was the name of that damn song?
I think I know what you're talking about.
So, but other than that, yeah, like I've always appreciated music like that, you know, with some hip hop, with some artists, with a class of art, you know. I don't really need all that mumbling bullshit. I don't.
So you're not a fan of the trap beat mumble style
I
anymore?
love if you could take the mumble and keep the trap beat, because that's another tip that I've been on too. I love trap beats and I love lo-fi beats, but trap and stuff like that. When you could take out, I mean, sometimes I listen to music as an instrumental. If I like the beat but I don't like the artist, I'll find the instrumental quick, you know. But yeah, man, like I've been on that tip where I listen to a lot of trap beats that are also remixed with a little bit of pop culture. Same thing with lo-fi, and yeah, that's how I keep up with. Well, keep my vibe going rather than trying to keep up with music. I mean, as a DJ, I still try to just in case, you know. But at the same time, like it's almost like today's music kind of let me down sometimes, and sometimes I'm just like, whatever, you know. You know, just it's just something to keep up with the time, man. But other than that, man, what else you been up to?
Musically, Nas's King's Disease. I'm a big hip hop fan, so when you had Logic dropped his stuff as well.
Oh, Logic still doing stuff?
Yeah. Logic just dropped an album like 2-3 months ago.
Oh, 2-3 months ago.
Yeah,
okay.
like 2 months ago. Yeah.
Okay, because the reason why I was surprised about the Logic stuff because he signed to Twitch.
Yeah, he did. He said it was like his last album before moving on to Twitch. Good for him, man. Big ups for that. And I mean, Twitch platform is phenomenal. Yo, all these guys are breaking ground, man. New musical ground when it comes to a lot of this shit. Because honestly, it's new territory. This twitching and streaming and podcasting. It's almost like the foray of a new era of music to a certain degree. If you can hold someone's attention for 3 minutes. Just what Joe Budden said. I love Joe Budden podcast. If you can hold someone's attention for 3 minutes, how much is it worth to hold someone's attention for 30 minutes plus 20 minutes, 15 minutes, no commercial break? So everyone, all these record companies and also all this stuff is everyone's trying to get a piece of the pie and start the new era right. Because honestly, I mean, radio... with today's times of having access immediately to whatever you want to listen to, I mean, radio still plays a part. They kind of dictate what's popular, what's not. But also, it's like anything, you can go viral on YouTube, and it's better than being on the radio to a certain degree nowadays. You know, you don't have to suck up and try to do the old way of trying to gain access to becoming famous for being a musician. Everything is accessible in the palm of your hand now. Right. And this is just a new era of that where, you know, who knows, podcasts might be valuable in the future to a certain degree, you know. You have people moving on to different platforms and I know this is a weird change of topic, but, you have people moving on to different platforms and their back catalog is stuck to the previous platform. You know, like they don't own like their own podcast. It's weird, man. Yeah. The whole music industry right now is, I feel like we're all in a transition to something new, and it's something new. And I mean, Logic is on the foray of that, and maybe a couple other artists will be behind him as well. It's moving on to Twitch and to Anchor and all these other outlets as well, where some of these guys are double dipping. They're a musician, they're making music, and then they do a podcast as well to coincide with that, man. I mean, Charlemagne the God, man. This dude is like this dude is the poster boy right now of like podcasting, and Joe Rogan too. Yeah. So, I mean, other than that, dude, I mean, musically, I mean, honestly, just, I mean, it's kind of cool too. Like on a rainy day, I'll put on like YouTube Animal Crossing rain mix, and I'll be driving, man. I'll have the Animal Crossing music in the background, whatever. Or even when it's snowing, I used to do shit like that. I'll put like all my favorite ice level tracks, and I'll make a playlist for that when it's snowing. So I'm like playing like the ice zone 3 of Sonic, ice caps of Sonic, and it's snowing outside, or the one area in Final Fantasy 7 where it's snow, or Mount Gagazet from Final Fantasy 10, or whatever, the ice stage in Mario. Like, I'd be liking to sync up like how you sync your moods to the lighting. I'd be trying to do that sometimes with the video game music, man, in real life.
I mean, that's a great testament to it, you know, because I do this, when I was driving, when I used to drive and stuff like that, you know, I'm not excited to come back to driving, but it's going to have to be a thing to do next year. But you do stuff to psych yourself up. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I remember, I guess it's a story time podcast, you know. But when I used to work for Busch Gardens and we got ready for Hollowscream, that was my favorite, because I would play Evanescence, play the Blade theme song, kind of psych you out, because like the character that I had to play, like my first role was I had to play as my first role was a clown. Like, you know, when Busch Gardens was competing with Six Flags, and Busch Gardens was able to we did a horde of clowns, and there's people out there who are scared of clowns, and this was the height of Dark Knight with Heath Ledger's Joker, so it was easy to just sample of how Heath Ledger pulled up Joker, and we were all doing the same thing, you know. So, at that time, man, I was listening to a lot of, like, Insane Clown Posse type shit, you know. Just get in there, you know, and just playing a lot of drum and bass and stuff like that, just to get into that, like, insane mindset, you know.
Some clown music.
Yeah. And then second season, I was a vampire, and you had to get it into that zone. So, of course, that was the Blade theme song, and anything Evanescence was it, stuff like that. And, okay, I have something to confess. I'll be in a car, and I'll be acting before I even get to the park.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So you got to get into character and stuff like that. So you already, like, you be sitting there. I'll be in a car. I'll be in traffic, you know, but, like, there'll be traffic before you go to Busch Gardens. So I'll be in my car looking in the mirror, and I'm like, you know. And like acting crazy in my own car, and people are like, "What's wrong with this guy? He's probably on pills or on drugs." I was like, "You just don't know, because you could be laughing at me in traffic, but I'll be the one trying to bite your neck at the park, you know." But you get in the character, like you do things to get yourself in the character and get yourself in the mood, like driving in the snow, man. You play ice beam music, stuff like that, Christmas and stuff like that. It's a funny feeling sometimes, you know, but sometimes I'll play Christmas music. Sometimes I'm just not moving, because sometimes you be at the mall and that's all you hear.
All you hear, yeah. It's like you almost don't need to even try to put the music on. You'll hear it. If you work
at a job like a retailer or whatever the fuck, you know, you're bound to hear Christmas music, and it's going to drive you crazy. And that's the last thing you want to hear in your own car. You know?
You're going to want to kill Mariah Carey.
Hell no. Then but other than that, like, you do things to keep yourself in the vibe, you know, keep yourself in the mood. Same thing with going towards anime conventions, especially during a long, you know, we've had those road trips. Well, sometimes a road trip will be 2-3 hour long. So you try to build yourself a playlist and stuff like that. So I'm a person that listens to Hatsune Miku and Vocaloids, you know. I'm a person that listens to a lot of J-pop and Utada Hikaru, of course, or Hikaru Taro. And also, J-rock bands. 1OK1. 1OK Rock. You got 1OK. And my biggest one is Man on a Mission. And there's another one. It's another J-rock band that I was into. Something Prophecy, something like that. But it's the same people that do anime theme songs, but they're their own band by itself, and their discography is fucking amazing outside of anime. And you know how like one time at Otakon they had this one J-Rock band invited over. They did a couple of theme songs for Kamen Rider, I think.
Oh man, my Kamen Rider knowledge is not there right now.
I mean, I'm at the age where I'm starting to forget everything Kamen Rider and Super Sentai wise stuff, But there was a band that they invited out that was so big that people wanted to go in. By the time I tried to get in line, it was already 2 packed to go in, and like J-Rock is one of those things where I get myself ready for anime conventions and stuff.
Does Jam Project sound familiar?
No, it's not Jam Projects.
Yeah, I'm all out, man. Psychic Lover?
No.
Okay, yeah, I don't have anything else.
They did a couple of theme songs for anime and stuff, But yeah, it's songs like that, like J-Rock. Japanese will always handle J-Rock. I've always given it to them, but their pop music has dwindled down. But J-Rock has always been king over there. K-pop kind of just took pop, It's like, all right, pop is ours now, And here in America, man, we're still kings of trap and hip hop here, Yeah. But other than that, you get yourself prepared. Like you try to set a theme for stuff, But back when I was a DJ, man, I used to make mixtapes for people to listen to, something for friends, and I put it on SoundCloud for people to download. But it was all top 40 at the time. But to make a mixtape now is going to be a little bit challenging now because it's really not that much variety to play around with.
Right. Well, honestly, what do you think about honestly, I feel like EDM is kind of like not dead, but quiet. I feel like every genre of music right now, besides hip hop, I'm not even sure you can even call it hip hop. What's being played, just rap music, this trap style, and typical pop is pretty much your 1-2 punch. Rock is for the most part dead, as far as I'm concerned, and that's the general consensus. There's no big rock artists. There's no good rock music, new rock music coming out. On a mainstream level, I'm pretty sure underground or whatever. Sure, there's some great hidden talent, but nothing really on the mainstream side that's really getting everyone excited for the genre. I kind of feel like the EDM thing is kind of slowed down as well since that 2012 to 2015, 16 time period. And I mean, musically, man, it's just... I think we're heading into a new era again with all this different platforms and having instant access to listening what you want instead of praying and hoping that your song will come on 106 in Park on BET or MTV or whatever on the radio. So to all our listeners out there, let us know what you vibing with and what you've been listening to, and I think that's gonna do it for this episode.
Definitely. Oh yeah, speaking of comment section, if you have anything that we definitely need to listen to, picking up from our vibes alone from this conversation itself, definitely plug in those songs. Or if you do music yourself, by all means, use this discussion and this platform in the comment section to drop in, and we might take a listen to it and see what we feel about it, and we'll give you a shout out if we like it, and we'll let you know how we feel about it. Other than that, man, dude, this is a great topic right here, man. This wraps up music topic.
For sure.
All right. I'm glad you guys enjoyed Homeboy Talk. Like and comment, dislike if you ain't feeling the content. Download the discussion from SoundCloud. Big shout out to you for being a part of the crowd. Follow us on every popular social media platform in the description below. I'm gonna hand it off to my homeboy here.
Y'all be easy, be safe, and we're out.
Deuce.